sometimes the dump truck, if it's in the middle of corn and everything's at the elevator in line, we'll pull a dump truck over here and use it a little bit. But looks like somebody moved something, so I'm gonna have to unhook Ron here, but first let's start Ronald up here. Oh, I probably have to turn the electric on. There we go. Kingpin here. Oh gosh. Let me get Dad's fancy kingpin puller out here just a minute. Here we go. Try this. Okay, so I just got to go ahead. I can go ahead and switch this over. It's all aired up. Everything's aired up here. So set you guys down here, and you can watch me unhook this and then back up over to the grain trailer. Hopefully I can do it right the first time. Truck brake. Nope, we're good. Alright, so trailer brake. Go forward a little bit. Alright, so we're over here at Tim's farm right now. He's not here right now. But I was just going to show you around some of his equipment that you'll see me in. Make sure you keep track of these because I'm in some of ours sometimes, some of theirs sometimes, some of his sometimes. So make sure you just keep track and not get us confused. So his combine here, he's got a really nice Case IH 1666 here. He's pushing a 1020 header 20-foot head, a little smaller than ours, 5 feet. He's pushing this with it, which is also, this header is also in a really, really good condition, mostly because it hasn't seen as many acres as ours has. Up until like a couple of years ago, there wasn't there, that was still red right there. That's how good, like that right there, down there, if you can see, right there was still red. That's how good of condition it's in, like really good condition. And then he has a 1063 6-row corn head that he shells corn with. That has seen its days. It's a little bit more worn than this one, but in this head, but it's still, they're both still in really nice condition. And this thing, yeah, this combine is in really good condition. It does have these rubber, or these kind of spreaders on it. These rubber, I don't know what you call them. Instead of just flat like this spinning around, has rubber. This is an aftermarket spreader because the way Case IH made this, they made these 1600 series and I think 1400 series. They made it where the straw would come up across all the rotor, it'd come down and it would just hit this, or the most of it, and then the stuff coming off the sieves would just would just fall on the ground. But our 1680 had a double spreader, same brand as this, but this is hydraulic driven. Hoses. Same brand as this, but it was a double spinner. So it's not uncommon to see these aftermarket sprinters on these. So yeah, this does have a see it up there, it does have a straw beater, which would be that right there going across instead of a chopper. I believe that these didn't have enough horsepower. Well, they had enough horsepower, but probably, but it was just pushing the limit just a little bit to run a chopper. So they just put a straw beater in there. So, and then as far as tractors, he has an 8920s right there, which is what I'll be running most of the time. And then he has a 7120 inside the shop there on a Unverfirth 5-shank subsoiler. And then he has a, you saw, obviously, you've seen the 7120 before. That's what I VT'd the disc or the wheat with. And then he obviously has the VTs sitting out there on the pad. And then he has a C65 right here, Chevy grain truck. And then that 3600 1223 over there. So, and then these two orange Kilbros wagons, and then two J&M wagons. That back wagon right there is new for this year. That's the wagon I started out with the very first time I started hauling wagons. I was 6th grade and I was quarantined from school because I supposedly sat beside someone who had COVID. So, alright, welcome everybody to the 1666. I am gonna go cut some beans here, as you can see. So, we already got 2 rounds in and we got one of the orange wagons full. So, let's drive on up here, go cut some beans. See if I can hold you and do this all at the same time. This cab's just a little bit different than the 2366, if you can tell. There's a lot more posts in the corner stuff and a lot less glass, which is okay. Not that I'm complaining, but it's the evolution. So, turn the throttle down there, put the separator on. Alright, I'm gonna have to set you guys down here real quick. You can kind of see there. Alright, down here. Perfect. Middle steering column. inside of the combine here. So we got our steering column here. It's got the turn signals and stuff on it, and the auger swing out's right there. The auger and gauge is right there, that handle down by the fire extinguisher. And on the dash here we got some reel controls and the header height, and header speed, or the reel speed I mean, stuff like that. There's the two on switches, the reverser buttons behind that there. And then the throttle's this little handle right there. We got our digital readout for our speed, engine RPM, rotor RPM, and fan RPM. And then we got our engine gauges, and then the rotor and fan speed up and slow down, and the key and light switch. Over here we have our Case IH grain scan monitor. Just those little lights blinking there, tells you how much grain you're losing. And then up here is our shaft speed monitor and everything, our luxury controls. And then over here is the radio. And there's an aftermarket monitor that was put in. Shows your moisture, your yield, your average yield, and which is not 88, I don't think. And your dry bushels that you've cut. So also has a bunch of different stuff. And then back behind me, obviously, is the grain tank. This is a pretty old model, and it still has the horizontal auger on it in there, going all the way across instead of the vertical auger. So yeah, it works okay, except for some of the time if you're in wet corn, the slip clutch will go off and it'll stop that. You'll have to stop and reset, because it's pushing it all to one side, and it is pushing it up, but and then it overloads this side. So when it says you're full, you really could go a little bit more if it was going straight up. But other than that, it works fine. So yeah, that's kind of the inside of this cab. Over here to my left here is the gear shift selector. So that's one thing that they made significant improvements on between the 1600 series and the 2300 series combine. Was they made they literally put everything over here on the side console. So, and they made the cab a little bit bigger, a little bit more roomier, a little quieter. And if I drag it up over here, a little bit roomier. You can see I had curved windshield. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of the inside of the combine. But what I was saying before I last clip, I got quarantined in 6th grade from COVID or whatever. So then that was the first year I ever ran the wagons. I literally hooked up that red wagon to the back of the 12-0, and that was my rig for the year. I did not drive anything else. I just hauled loads to the elevator and back for Tim, and then for us as well. So whenever I could. So anyway, yeah, that's enough talking for me. We'll keep working here. Like we got a hole in the clean grain elevator, so we'll go fix that and we'll be backing up and running hopefully. Alrighty, it was just a small little hole that wore through on the clean grain elevator right as it came out. It comes out of the bottom of this, very bottom of the combine, sieves, whatever. And so we just wrapped a couple pieces of Gorilla Tape around it, and should hold it for now. So, all right, we're back up and running here. I'll show you my the steps to get going here. I'll stick it up there. the dust starts to hang there. See all that dust, that line of dust right there? That's just, there's the breeze, that means the breeze is starting to settle down. Not much air movement, so the dust just starts to sit there. Just kind of drift around, not very fast. That's how you know it's evening time. So, sorry I give you that little pointer there. We're still chugging away. The monitor says 11:1 right now. Could change though. In a minute, we're going through some 70-ish official beans right now. So, what the monitor says. So, I don't know. Everything's going good besides that hole. I think this will be my last little round, maybe. But I don't know for tonight. I don't know yet. So, yep. I think we might still be cutting. I believe Amboy closes at 7 or 8, I think. So I don't know if we got a couple wagons hauled there. I'm not sure what we got done over there. So, alrighty, well, now we're still cutting away. Well, we seem to have a little problem here. Have a little header plug here. So to fix this, we're going to raise the reel all the way up. It lifts the auger up just a little bit, and then 2 hands for this. Take our feeder switch, move it backwards, and press the button. You can see the auger down there. Start this up again, just like that. We got another plug, so do this again. Okay, so it's now about 10 o'clock, or quarter to 10. We're attempted to put an auger on our combine, an auger extension, but that didn't go very well, so we're just going to do it tomorrow. So, or they are. I'm going to be at a FFA soil judging tomorrow morning, and then I'll be working for Tim tomorrow afternoon. So, yeah, that's what tomorrow looks like. See ya. Well, welcome everybody to Saturday. Welcome to my home away from home for the fall. Tim's 8920. Had an FFA soil judging contest this morning, and there's Tim. I had a soil judging contest this morning, and it's about 2:30ish, I'd say, right now. So we're gonna haul this load to Amboy, to the elevator. There is a CIE right over there, but they're not taking any beans this year for the first time ever that I remember. So, all right, we'll head over to Amboy. I'll let you know how it goes if anything goes wrong. Okay, so this load I just hauled in was 12.4, so which is okay, I guess. The test weight was only 56, which could be a little bit better in my opinion. But all right, so now we are gonna head back to the farm. So I'll probably set you guys up on a time lapse here, and you can watch me do that. Over here now. Tim's all the way down there, if you can see right there. The red wagons, the 2 J&Ms right there are full, so I'm gonna switch around here. It's not that hard to do. Just unplug our lights here. I'll switch it down. Unplug the lights, and then pull the pin. We'll go over to the other wagon here. Alright, so we're backed up here to the red wagons. I haven't extended this tongue here. Extend that. So, put this in there. I don't think this plug's long enough. Alright, so that's pretty much that. We got the obviously backed up, so the tongue will go in. Do I need to hook this in there like that? Yeah, I will, so we're not dragging wires out. Got the flashers going up there. We're gonna see if these work. These incandescents were a little questionable last year, but good thing they're not the only wagon. These lights are new here, and they work just fine. So we'll climb back up there and head on back to Amboy Town, 6 miles versus the 1.5 miles it takes to get to CIE McGrawsville. So it's quite a haul. I'm gonna have to be doing this all fall, which is fine. I enjoy doing it, but so alrighty. See you after a while, I guess. Alright, here we go. This is probably going to be my last load for this evening. It's 6:15 now, and we're definitely not going to get another load in before 7 o'clock. And tomorrow's Sunday, so we won't cut tomorrow. So, yep. We personally were cutting the beans at Grandma's a minute ago. Well, when I came back a minute ago, there was at home, the combine was, and then, so I asked Dad what was wrong. He said they broke the sickle bar, so hopefully that doesn't mean something too bad. They did get the auger extension put on our combine then, like earlier today. Okay, so it's a little while later. We got done, I don't know, probably 45 minutes ago, Tim and I did. So, and I just swung by the pasture to do chores. Over there, obviously. And I'm swinging by Grandma's here. It looks like they went the road. I don't know if you can see it. It's like literally right there where that security light is, all the way down. From the road to here, it looks like the combine is sitting right there. And the motorcycles, I can hear their music. But it looks like they just got from the road to here. That's the rundown for today. I think that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna stop by Grandma's and do the chores there, the piggies and Beth. So, the lens is kind of dirty. There, that looks a little bit better. Sorta, maybe not really. So, anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, we'll be out.